Hello and welcome back to the channel. So it's following on now with the homebrew terms A to Z. So we've got I through to L, and starting off with I, we've got Irish moss. Irish moss is used in the boil for a fining agent. It's seaweed. So it's a seaweed which clumps together proteins, drops them to the bottom of the kettle, and then when you're getting your beer from the kettle, a lot of the proteins should clump together and be settled at the bottom. So Irish moss can be used for vegan friendly beers. So like isinglass, I think is the right word, is like from fish guts, which is used, and you obviously can't have vegan beer once you've used that, but Irish moss is used in the boil. I don't think it's used in casks where they put fining in, but I just know it's used in the boil for the home brewer. Okay, so that's Irish moss. Next one, J. Now J was quite difficult. Took me a while to find, what could I do with a J for homebrewing terms. Then I realised I read a book about farmhouse ales late last year, and J in homebrewing and also in commercial brewing, Juniper. Now Juniper branches are used, it's in the Nordic and Baltic farmhouse ales, and what they use them for, they infuse their liquor, their water, with the branches, and it does add flavour. I think it also has a bit of like preservatives as well, and they also use the branches as a filtration. So when they're doing a mash and they're putting the wort back over, recirculating over the mash bed, then you've got the juniper leaves at the bottom, so it's also used as a filter. So that's mainly used in, like I say, Nordic and Baltic farmhouse ales. So that's juniper branches. Okay. K, krausen. Krausen is when you're brewing at home, and if you do it for the very first time and you look at your fermenter and you think, what on earth is going on? What is that stuff on top of my beer after maybe 3 days? And that's krausen. I think I might not be pronouncing that right, but it's krausen. The spelling would have been up on here. And that is basically yeast, which is forming on top. It's active fermentation. So it's nothing to worry about. Just that's the word, krausen. So yeah, if you do see that in your homebrew and you think, oh no, something's gone wrong, no, don't worry about it. It does drop out eventually and it'll go to the bottom, and that then becomes trub, where it's dead yeast cells. So yeah, so krausen. Okay. And the last one for this is lag time or lag phase. That is the point when you pitch your yeast into your wort, and then it's got to acclimatise, get used to that wort, and then start to reproduce. So it's a time between pitching and then the first signs of any sort of activity. So that's lag phase or lag time. Normally between 3 to 15 hours. It could go up to 24, but you really don't want it to go much further than that, because then you're open to possible wild yeast taking over. You really do need that yeast that you've put in there to be the main one, and to start getting into them sugars and turning it into alcohol. So that's lag phase or lag time. Okay, that's it for this one. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.